Imagine someone hands you exactly $60,000 right now and says, hey, this is your nursing salary. Go build a financial life with it. What exactly would you do? I mean, it's a question that stops a lot of people right in their tracks. Would you immediately start paying down debt? Treat yourself to a new car? Or would you actually invest it? Well, today, we are answering that exact question. We're going to build a complete, step-by-step blueprint for true financial freedom, using a $60,000 nurse salary as our foundation.
Now, it's super tempting to fall into a really common trap when you finally start making a solid salary. You just kind of spend it. You pay your bills, you buy things to reward yourself, because let's be real, those 12-hour shifts are completely exhausting. And then you end up wondering where all that money went by the end of the month. You get to the end of the year and you literally have nothing extra to show for all your hard work. But here's the reality we're going to uncover today. A $60,000 nurse salary, if managed with a very clear, deliberate plan, can actually make you a millionaire. It's really not always about how much you make. It's entirely about what you do with what you have.
Welcome back to Nurse Money. Today, we are putting everything together in one highly structured roadmap for this explainer. Our agenda covers gross versus net pay, the 6 financial priorities, a full monthly budget, wealth accelerators, and an immediate action plan. Let's dive right in.
Section 1. Gross versus net pay, the $4,000 reality. To build a plan that actually works in the real world, we first have to totally shatter the illusion of the $60,000 gross salary. You see, 60 grand a year sounds exactly like $5,000 a month on paper. But honestly, once you account for federal income tax, state tax, Social Security, and Medicare, most nurses actually take home somewhere around $3,800 to $4,200 a month. So that $5,000 gross quickly shrinks down to roughly $48,000 a year of actual usable cash.
For our financial plan, we are going to use $4,000 a month as our working take-home pay. That right there is the actual cash we have to build your empire with. And it is incredibly important that every single financial decision we make, starting right now, begins with this $4,000 figure, not that $5,000 gross number.
Section 2. The 6 financial priorities, building the blueprint.
Okay, now that we have our baseline, let's look at exactly how we're going to put that money to work. Here's a high-level overview of the exact order of operations. We're going to start with the emergency fund, move to the 403(b) match, attack high-interest debt, handle student loans, maximize the Roth IRA, and finally apply the 50% rule. Remember, order is absolutely everything when it comes to financial safety.
Priority number 1 is your $1,000 starter emergency fund. Before you do literally anything else, before you make extra student loan payments, before you start investing heavily, you need $1,000 sitting securely in a high-yield savings account. Why? Because life happens. Your car will definitely need tires, or you'll get some unexpected medical bill out of nowhere. And if you don't have this cash buffer, those emergencies go straight onto a high-interest credit card, which just pulls you backward. So I want you to allocate $300 to $400 a month into a high-yield savings account until you hit that $1,000 mark. Honestly, it should take you less than 3 months. You'll build this up to 3 to 6 months of living expenses later, but right now, $1,000 is your immediate goal.
Priority number 2 is to capture your full 403(b) match. What's absolutely crazy about this is that it's literally free money. If your hospital offers to match your contributions, let's say a 50% match up to 6% of your salary, you have to contribute exactly 6%. On a $60,000 salary, that means you put in $3,600 a year and your employer just hands you $1,800 absolutely free. You simply cannot leave free money on the table. And the beautiful thing is, this comes out of your paycheck before you even see your $4,000 take-home pay, so it doesn't mess with the monthly budget we're building.
Next up, we combine priorities 3 and 4 because they really go hand in hand. Attacking debt aggressively. First, if you have credit card debt with an interest rate above 15%, you need to attack it with $400 to $500 a month until it is completely wiped out. High-interest debt is just an absolute wealth destroyer. Now, once those credit cards are clear, you pivot straight to student loans. If you work at a nonprofit hospital, definitely look into Public Service Loan Forgiveness, or PSLF. Your monthly payment on an income-driven plan might be as low as $200 or $300 a month on this salary. You pay that, let the program work, and you're set. But hey, if you don't qualify for PSLF, you'll need to allocate $400 to $600 a month to crush those student loans in 3 to 5 years.
Right, so once the toxic debt is completely gone, you move to priority 5, maximizing the Roth IRA. After getting your employer match and handling that debt, you want to put $300 to $500 a month into a Roth IRA at a brokerage like Fidelity, Vanguard, or Schwab. This is where the magic of compound interest totally changes your life. Let's say you invest just $400 a month in a simple S&P 500 index fund. Over 30 years, assuming an 8% average return, that consistent $400 grows into over $600,000. And because it's a Roth IRA, that entire amount is completely tax-free at retirement. It is hands down one of the most powerful financial tools you have access to.
Priority 6 is kind of the foundation that makes everything else possible. The 50% rule. This just means keeping all of your fixed living expenses, so your rent, utilities, groceries, and transportation, at or below 50% of your take-home pay. On our $4,000 monthly take-home, that means your fixed costs cannot exceed $2,000. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Depending on your city, that sounds incredibly tight. But this is exactly where your housing choices matter enormously. Choosing to live with a roommate, picking a slightly smaller apartment, or living just a bit further from the city center can free up hundreds of dollars every single month. And that freed up money is exactly the fuel you need for your debt payoff and your investments.
Section 3. The full monthly budget. Allocating the $4,000.
Let's actually combine all of these moving parts into one cohesive working budget, allocating every single dollar of that $4,000. Out of your monthly take-home, $1,400 goes toward housing and fixed bills. Another $600 covers food and transport, which keeps you perfectly within that $2,000 limit for the 50% rule. Next, $300 handles your baseline student loan payment. We allocate $700 total toward your Roth IRA and savings goals, which leaves $600 for extra debt payoff or additional investing. And finally, we leave $400 for fun and discretionary spending because, hey, you still need to enjoy your life. So now, every single dollar has a deliberate wealth-building purpose.
Section 4. Wealth Accelerators, speeding up the timeline.
The baseline plan we just covered is incredibly solid. But if you want to go faster, you can pull a few levers to dramatically speed up your timeline. Lever 1 is remarkably simple. Pick up just one extra shift per month. Just one. An extra 12-hour shift at $35 an hour equals $420 before taxes. If you take that entire extra shift's earnings and throw it straight at your highest priority financial goal, it makes a massive difference. Lever 2 is adding a small side hustle. Think about picking up CPR instruction, telehealth shifts, or even medical content creation. Earning an extra $300 to $500 a month on the side can literally cut years off your debt payoff and dramatically accelerate your investing phase.
Level 3 is pursuing a specialty certification. While a general floor nurse might make $60,000, specialty nurses, like those in the ICU, ER, OR, or CRNAs, consistently earn $10,000 to $30,000 more per year. Getting a specialty certification doesn't just give you a slight bump. It completely transforms your entire financial trajectory, allowing you to max out those investment categories even further.
Section 5. Immediate Action Plan. Start this week.
We've covered all the theory and the budget. Now here are the crisp, exact next steps you need to take right now. Number 1. Calculate your actual take-home pay. Now your gross salary, but your real monthly deposit. Number 2, log into your HR portal and check your current 403(b) contribution to ensure you are definitely capturing that full match. Number 3, open a high-yield savings account today and automate a $300 monthly transfer to build up that starter emergency fund. Number 4, open a Roth IRA at Fidelity or Vanguard and set up at least a $200 automatic monthly contribution. Even if you scale it up later, just start today. And number 5, sit down and write out your monthly budget using the 50% rule framework we just went over.
A $60,000 nurse salary is absolutely not a limitation, it is a launch pad.
With a clear plan, consistent execution, and just a little bit of patience, this salary is more than enough to pay off your debt, build real savings, and retire wealthy. Now, I want you to drop down into the comments right now and tell me, what is your biggest financial challenge right now? I read every single one. If this explainer helped map out your future, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you never miss an update. And make sure you stick around for our upcoming analysis on house hacking, where we'll show you exactly how real estate investing on a nurse's salary is absolutely within your reach. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.